What we're talking about, I have simplified a particular portion of finance. I've simplified it. It doesn't mean it's simple. It's very complicated. We have been led to believe that it's simple so that you can watch a couple of videos and take off from there. All right. So I'm telling you, folks, you can actually save yourself some money by following some of my videos. You can also get yourself in trouble by not knowing all of the steps involved. You can get yourself messed up by not knowing all of the steps. I'm talking to a professional. I mean, this guy knows numbers. I mean, backwards and forwards. All right. So he's coming on my program. I'm giving him good information to get set up. All right. But because he's good with numbers, because he's good with spreadsheets, he says, well, I can set this program up this way and then get what I want. And then when I learned about that, I said, no, we can't do it that way. It has to be done this way. And here's some of the reasons why. And when he says, oh, those reasons that you're talking about, it never even occurred to me. I've never even heard those reasons before. Folks, what we're talking about here today, as far as understanding the biweekly payment system and where it came from and why it exists today, and what we really can do, I mean, we're talking about saving 7 years using a biweekly payment system. That's if you use it correctly. But if you use the interest cancellation information in its entirety, you can pay off everything in 7 years, saving 23 years. That's your mortgage, student loans, credit cards. And that's just the average. Some people even do it faster than that. Because of how their situation is set up, they can save even more interest. Folks, it's about saving interest. It's not about how fast you pay off the debt. It's how cheaply you pay off the debt. Folks, we left off a few minutes ago with saving $225,000 interest in just 1 month of using just one strategy. Instead of making a down payment with your money, okay? Make a prepayment with your money, save interest, and take off years. We just showed how to use money that most people would be happy to use as a down payment, because this is what is being taught. $80,000 down payment will take you all the way down on a $400,000 loan, okay? On a $400,000 loan, $80,000 down paid would take you to $320,000. Well, what I showed, if we put down a $12,000 down payment instead, and then use a prepayment of $68,000, remember, if we put the $80,000 down, we'll have a $320,000 payment. Okay? So we'll have a $320,000 loan. So if we do it this way and put $68,000 down as a prepayment here, folks, look at this. Don't we still have a $320,000 loan? Let me make this a little bigger for you. Okay, doing it the P.I.L.L method way, okay, you still have a $320,000 loan, but you just knocked off over 10 years. Doing it the bank's way, let me just go ahead and open a new tab on this thing, and now we're going to duplicate this tab. All right, boom. All right, so we duplicate the tab. All right, so we are looking at what would happen if I said, now let's do a $320,000 loan. So we're going to take this out, put in $320,000. All right, come on, Don, get it together. $320,000. All right, $320,000. Put that in there. There we go. All right, $320,000 loan. And look, we put on our down payment. We're at $320,000. We're starting out at payment number one. Look at there, $319,681. Okay, starting out at payment number one. Doing it the P.I.L.L method way and understanding what's really going on. Instead of, we put $12,000 down as a down payment because we have to have that 3% down. Then we take the $68,000 and put it with our first payment and go all the way down to here. We still have the same $319,000 loan, but we're starting out 10 years in. We've knocked off the first 10 years. The bank says, give us your money. We'll start you out at payment number one. The P.I.L.L method says follow our program and you start out on payment number 127 on a 30-year amortization. Folks, it's the same money, but vastly different results. This is not a difference of $1 or $2 or $10 or even $1,000 or even $10,000. Folks, this is a difference of saving people over $250,000. $250,000. Plain, listen, man, you have a way of putting things together. And the bank says, put this money as a down payment and save a few thousand. Or doing it the P.I.L.L method way, we just save people by using the same money. We're saving them with one move over $225,000. So that is a huge difference between what is being taught now and the P.I.L.L method way. What do you have in your creative mind how to help people to understand how huge that information is?
Man, that changes generation. Everybody keep talking about this generational wealth talk, and I'm pretty much against generational wealth. I'm with generational plan, because no matter how much wealth that you give them, if they're spending it and they don't know how to obtain it, that's the difference. So what you're doing, that's why this is so exciting, is because you actually have a method to create the generational plan to create them to sustain, houses and properties and keep things. So it's one thing to get them. It's a whole nother thing to keep it. And that's what you're showing. And that's what I'm excited about, being able to keep it.
Listen, he's right, folks. You don't want just the right to live in someone else's house. Listen, you say, oh, this is my house. Your name is on it, but you don't have the deed. You won't get the deed until it's paid off. And 9 out of 10 people you know will never get the deed. They'll never burn the mortgage. You've been to a mortgage burning before? Why isn't that more common in our neighborhoods, in our families, where we could do a mortgage burning, actually pay it off? Because we are taught to be renters our entire life. Well, so Don, I'm not renting my apartment anymore. No, you may not be renting an apartment, but you're renting money your entire life. It needs to stop. It needs to stop here. And that biweekly payment system only helps to keep you to stay as a renter, because if you're only knocking off 7 years, in that time, you're going to buy another house and get a new 30-year mortgage, or you're going to refinance and get another 30-year mortgage. You're going to do some things along the way that keep you in a 30-year mortgage your entire life, even though you're using the biweekly payment system.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.